Here is what is going on next. I'm starting to make the kneeling piece for the bottom. First, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this. Safety goggles first, safety first. My children. So I know I need to cut the tip of this off at 20 degrees. Because I need this to go behind this piece when this board is down on top of it. I'll cut the second piece here behind it. So that will keep the cross from sliding. So that's perfect. I already drew my 20-degree line on this board. This is a 24-inch wide board, plywood. And I need to reset my circular saw because I'm no longer chiseling like in other videos. And I'm gonna cut the line with this because I don't have a table saw, so we're working with what we got, y'all. Put the cross back up on top of here. I'm gonna do this so I know that I have my space back behind here. I'm going to use this. To draw straight out from there. Pinto. Alright, so I'm gonna mark right here. Take this off. I'm gonna draw my line. So I know this is a 20-degree angle. I'll put this up against here just to make it like super straight. There we go. So that's my next line I need to cut for the foot piece. Cross track your work. Down. Put this up behind here. Cut this right about here. All right. So that is perfect. We're looking golden. Check this. I mean, I made that line damn good. All right, we're looking beautiful over here. Boom. Back to stabilize. Fits. Fits so good. Okay. So now that I have this part done, I need to do the leather work and then I'll screw this piece on. But the next main thing is staining the entire thing. I don't need to stain this because it's going to be covered in leather. You're not going to see this bottom board. So I don't have to stain this piece. I could technically maybe start working on it now. But that's how far we've come. Ran into a design flaw. I started filming with this and I had it like set up in the dungeon, and this piece is super long and it's like a trip hazard. So I have decided that I'm going to shorten this board and make a removable kneeling pad. I asked my fiance for his feet and I measured how long his feet were so I could get a better idea, because he has he's got big feet. So, and I asked some of my submissives what size shoe they wore to get a better size. So we're gonna add from this, I know that there's 2 inches from this point right here because of the cross sitting on top of this. And then I'm going to do 15 right here, which this is gonna be really hard for me to see when I'm cutting this. And then I will have this that I'm cutting off, which is 7.5 inches. And then I'm gonna put the kneeling pad on this part that I chop off so that I can remove the kneeling pad. So this will be an optional kneeling pad. So that is the goal for right now. But it's a design flaw. I wanna share this with you guys in case you do this at home and maybe you wanna do the same thing. So we're getting a little bit more intricate with this. I did not realize how many details were going to go into this project, but I'm happy to do it. I'm having fun and I'm learning all along the way, and I hope that you are too. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this and start working on the upholstery, and I will have to restain the cut mark for this side so that it looks nice, neat, and clean. So I will get to that too. And I just went ahead and stained this really quick so this can dry while I'm working on the upholstery part of it. So this looks so much better already, just even looking at it now with that length cut off of there. Now I'm gonna go inside and start working on the fabric portion. I'm really excited. Here we have the main piece for the kneeling pad, and I have my styrofoam. The things that we're gonna need for this next part, here we go. We have spray adhesive to get this to stick to the top of the board. I have, I don't know what these are called, decorative tacks. I don't know if I'm gonna use these. I might use them. And these were $2.50, and the extra box of staples were $2.50. And then I also have this, which is $10, which is the staple gun. I already had a staple gun, but I have used it so much that it just doesn't it doesn't work as good as it used to. So I got a new one. All right, so the next part of this process, I'm gonna have to clean the sawdust off of here, spray this on, and cut this first. So we're gonna cut this first, then spray this, and then stick this on top of there. And then we'll use this over here to cover this entire board so that it can be placed in front of the St. Andrew's cross. All right, now that this is cut and it matches up with this, now when you're cutting this, I'm sure you're like, she was using scissors and then stopped using scissors and went to something else. This is a bread knife. Bread knives are amazing for cutting foam, and this is just something I had in my kitchen. I started out with this and I was like, I don't like how it's cutting it, so I switched it up. I really don't need those anymore. So now I'm going to put the spray adhesive onto this and then stick it to the board, and then I can move on to this part. Another thing I want to point out, the underside of this does not have stain on it, and it does not have polyurethane. It will make it very hard for the staples to go through. So that is why I didn't do the bottom part of this, so that I can get it to go through a lot easier. Sorry, baby cat. I know that scared you. Now that the foam is stuck to the board, I'm gonna go ahead, get this guy open, so that I can start stapling down the fabric, and then I'll cut it after I have it in place on one side. And I know you guys are probably like, oh my gosh, she just sprayed that all over the place. It's washable adhesive, but obviously the inside of this is not going to be washed, so it's not going to be an issue. So we'll load our gun up here, and I need to stretch the fabric, but for this first part, I'm just gonna start tacking it down. Well, stapling it down. If I wanted to make this neater, you know what? We'll make it neater. Why not? We'll make it neater. I'll fold it. Wrap it like a pretty little Christmas present. Load this up. Oh, that went in beautifully. Oh, this is going to look so freaking nice. Now that I have one side down, we're just gonna take it, flip it. Oh, look at that. That is, you can't tell me that doesn't look pretty. Oh, that's gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. And what I'm going to do is, I'm dying right now. So excited. Okay. Anyway, I need to get focused. So I'm going to cut along this point. And then staple down the other side. For this next piece right here, we're gonna take this flap and pull it straight up. Line it up nicely. You're gonna see there's this extra stuff. Don't worry about that. We'll get to it here in a second. You just want this part to be as clean as you can make it. And then we're gonna staple this down. We'll worry about cutting extra fabric later. It's not gonna be absolutely perfect like how I did these seams, but that's fine. Okay, so now that we pulled that straight up, it's looking clean. We're gonna take along this edge here and we're gonna fold this back. And we're just gonna staple this part down. And then same thing over here. I'm gonna pull this part back. We want it to be really clean on the front. So I might have to tuck here. We're gonna put an extra staple in here to kind of pin that down on the edge. And now pulling it back, kind of like a Christmas present. And then any excess fabric that's like screwing up the vibe, we'll cut it off. So when it's flat, that's how it's gonna look on the side. Very nice, neat, clean, and beautiful. So the edge of this fabric on this isn't gonna be as pretty, but it's fine because you're not gonna see it anyway. Boom. Look at that. Just look at it. Just look at that. It's beautiful. Comfy. And now for the big reveal, this is how it's gonna look. So the platform is now 13 inches. So when they're on it, this can't move. And now I have the optional kneeling pad that can be placed in front of it instead. So this isn't taking up as much space, and I can take that out of the way if I don't need it, so that I have more walking room. I love it. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you for voting on all of the different things for this project. I appreciate your guys' help, and I can't wait to see you back here soon.